Ladies and gentlemen, when was the last time you looked in the mirror, not to fix your face, but to meet your soul? Every day we walk through the world asking it for something: love, recognition, peace, success. We beg for the light, but rarely look at the candle we are holding. What if I told you the world does not give you what you want? It gives you who you are. This is the quiet truth behind the mirror principle. Life is not happening to you, it is happening through you. Imagine standing before a mirror. You smile at smiles, you frown at frowns. It never initiates, it never lies, it only reflects. The world around you functions in the same way. Your relationships, your opportunities, your patterns, they are all echoing something within you, even when it's hard to accept. This is not to blame, this is to awaken. If you walk through life carrying resentment, you will find reasons to be resentful. If you lead with kindness, it will feel like kindness finds you everywhere. The world is not reacting to your dreams, it is reflecting your energy, your choices, and your identity. You cannot outdream your self-concept. You cannot escape your reflection until you shift your essence. But here is the beauty. You don't need to chase change like a distant lover. You invite it gently by becoming the version of yourself that is aligned with what you desire. You want more love? Then be love. Speak softly to the stranger. Be patient with your family. Hold space for your own heart. You want success? Then embody excellence, not perfection. Be someone who shows up when no one is clapping. Work as if your life is a sculpture, and every hour is a delicate stroke of chisel against stone. This is not about pretending. This is not about faking a smile. It's about becoming inwardly congruent with the life you say you want. That is the truest form of attraction, like calls to like. Energy returns to its source, and yes, the process is tender. Sometimes it means looking into the metaphorical mirror and admitting that you've been living in reaction rather than intention. But that realization is not shame, it's liberation. Because if you created your current reality, that means you also have the power to create a new one. Begin each day with this question: what is the world reflecting back to me right now? Then don't rush to fix the world. Refine your internal state. Sharpen your values. Deepen your presence. Lighten your judgments. Because the universe doesn't need to be conquered. It needs to be met with clarity and calm by someone who has learned how to change their reflection from the inside out. So when you watch this every day, watch yourself, not your flaws, not your past, but your potential. And when your inner world begins to bloom, watch how the world bows gently in return. That's not magic, that's the mirror, and the mirror never lies. Most people misunderstand discipline. They think of it as something cold, rigid, even cruel. A set of rules designed to strip joy from life. But that view is painfully incomplete. Discipline, when seen through the right eyes, is not a prison. It is poetry. It is a form of love, perhaps the highest form of love you can offer yourself. Discipline says, I believe in the version of me that doesn't exist yet. It says, you are worth showing up for, even when you don't feel like it. It's not about restriction, it's about devotion. Deep, beautiful, silent devotion to the person you are becoming. Think of the way lovers make promises. I'll wait for you, I'll show up, I'll be there when it's hard. Discipline is that vow, made not to someone else but to yourself. It's the quiet act of getting out of bed early, not because the world demands it, but because your dreams deserve it. It's going to the gym, opening the book, creating the art, not because anyone is watching, but because you are. There's a tenderness to that kind of consistency, a slow, sacred rhythm. You start to realize that discipline is not an enemy of freedom. It creates freedom. It gives your life structure the same way a frame gives a painting meaning. Without discipline, your energy scatters. With it, you build something lasting. And yet, The world often glamorizes spontaneity and chaos. It tells us to follow our feelings, to go with the flow. But feelings are clouds, beautiful but fleeting. Discipline is the mountain beneath those clouds, the steady ground that holds your purpose even when your emotions do not. This is not about forcing yourself or punishing yourself. It's about guiding yourself with love, about becoming the kind of person who gently but firmly chooses long-term peace over short-term pleasure. The kind of person who learns to trust the process more than the mood of the moment. You brush your teeth every day, not because it's exciting, but because it keeps you healthy. Why shouldn't the same logic apply to your mind, your body, your craft, your spirit? So let's reframe the word discipline. Let's stop treating it like a drill sergeant and start treating it like a guardian. It is the most romantic thing you can do, to live every day in quiet alignment with what matters most to you. Because in a world of distractions, staying faithful to your purpose is a rare kind of love story. And every time you choose to show up, when it's hard, when it's boring, when no one is watching, you are whispering to the universe, I am ready for more. And the universe always listens. Not with noise, but with doors that begin to open, paths that start to clear, and one day you realize discipline didn't take anything from you. It gave you everything. It made you whole. We often treat time like an enemy, something we're running out of, something we're chasing, something that slips through our fingers like water. But what if time isn't against us? What if time is for us? What if every passing moment is not a reminder of what we're losing, but an offering, soft, sacred, and full of promise? Time is not a clock ticking on the wall. Time is a love letter written by the universe, delivered every second, asking, what will you do with this breath? Will you make it beautiful? Will you make it count? Every moment carries within it the chance to begin again. You are not stuck in yesterday. You are not sentenced to your past. Time is not here to punish you for who you were. It is here to invite you into who you can become. There is something deeply romantic about that. The sun rises every morning not just to warm the earth, but to remind you that no matter how dark it was, light always returns. Most of us walk through life in a rush, measuring time by productivity, by outcomes, by deadlines, but time does not measure your worth. It does not demand results. It only asks for presence. You don't need to fix your entire life in one day. You only need to meet this hour with honesty. You only need to meet this minute with courage. That's the miracle. This very second is enough to turn everything around, because transformation doesn't arrive like lightning. It arrives in gentle, consistent attention. It arrives in the choice to show up now, and now, and now again. Think about how precious that is. You can rewrite your story, 1 hour at a time. You can forgive yourself, 1 morning at a time. You can become someone new, not all at once, but through thousands of small, quiet beginnings. Time isn't slipping away from you, it's walking beside you, patiently, lovingly, offering you another chance. Again and again, so stop treating time like a debt. Treat it like a gift, because it is. Every second you are alive is the universe saying, I still believe in you. I'm not done with you yet. Your life is not behind you. It's not ahead of you, it's here in this breath, in this heartbeat, in this decision. So pause for a moment, close your eyes, breathe in the grace of now, and remember, time is not a thief, it's a messenger. And if you listen closely, you'll hear it whisper, you are allowed to begin again, and not once, not twice, but as many times as it takes to become who you were meant to be. You are not a finished product. You are not a final draft waiting to be approved. You are not a title, a label, or a fixed definition. You are movement. You are unfolding. You are becoming. We live in a world obsessed with destinations, job titles, milestones, accolades, endings that make sense. But the truth is, you were never meant to be a conclusion. You are a living process, a question still being answered, a paragraph still being written. and there is something deeply beautiful about that. You don't have to be everything yet. You only have to be willing to grow, willing to learn, willing to try even when you are unsure, even when you are imperfect, because that is the nature of becoming. It is messy, it is non-linear, and it is real. There is no shame in not being there yet. There is power in movement, strength in process. You are not less because you are still evolving. You are not late because you are still learning. Becoming is not a flaw. It is the most honest state of being. Think about a flower. It doesn't rush its bloom. It doesn't feel guilt for being a bud. It just follows its inner rhythm, responding to light, to season, to time. You too have seasons. You too are responding to light in your own way. You may not see it, but growth is happening, quietly, patiently. Let go of the pressure to have it all figured out. The most authentic lives are not the ones that look perfect. They're the ones that remain open. Open to becoming wiser, open to softening, open to discovering new truths that weren't available yesterday. You are not fixed in place. Even your mistakes don't define you. Your failures are not tattoos. They are footprints. Evidence that you are willing to walk, to move, to risk something in the name of becoming more. The beauty of this life is that you get to choose who you are becoming. You are not bound to your past. You are not sentenced to your former self. Every morning you are offered a choice: continue as you were or stretch towards something new. And that choice, made again and again, is where transformation lives. So be kind to yourself in the becoming. Be romantic about your growth. Speak to yourself like someone watching a star form in the sky. Celebrate the progress no one else can see. Trust the chapters you don't yet understand. Because you are not a mistake that needs correcting. You are a masterpiece in slow creation, not finished, not perfect, but worthy and beautifully on your way. There is a quiet magic in what you do every day. Not the big, dramatic moments, but the small, repeated actions, the ones no one sees, the ones you often dismiss as ordinary. But what if they're not ordinary at all? What if your routine is sacred? What if the way you begin your day, the way you speak to yourself, the way you move through your habits, isn't just structure, but spiritual architecture? We tend to crave breakthroughs, transformations, sudden changes that arrive like lightning. But true change doesn't come from rare moments of intensity. It comes from steady devotion, from choosing the same small thing again and again with love. A cup of water before dawn, a few pages read before the world wakes up. A walk in silence, a journal entry, a deep breath. These are not minor details. They are foundations. The way you live your routine is the way you build your reality. If you treat your habits with reverence, they become more than tasks. They become rituals, and rituals shape identity. They tell your soul, this is who I am becoming. Every time you show up, not out of pressure, but out of intention, you are writing a love letter to the future version of yourself. Think of monks, artists, writers, dancers, those who commit to daily practice not for glory, but because they understand something sacred lives in the rhythm. Repetition is not dullness, repetition is devotion. Repetition is remembering, and in this remembering, you return to yourself. A sacred routine doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean waking up at 5 a.m. or being endlessly productive. It means creating space in your day to meet yourself fully. It means giving structure to your desires and honoring your time as something holy. The mundane becomes miraculous when you do it with awareness. Making your bed becomes a way of saying, I value order. Drinking water becomes, I honor my body. Writing in silence becomes, I trust my inner world. These small acts, when done with presence, carry power. You don't need to wait for the right mood or the perfect circumstances to begin. Sacred routine isn't about how you feel, it's about who you are willing to become. It's your daily agreement with yourself. I will show up, I will try, I will build a life I don't need to escape from. Over time, this changes everything. Your routine becomes your rhythm becomes your mindset. Your mindset becomes your identity. And before you know it, the life you once only dreamed of becomes the life you are living, built one sacred morning at a time. So don't rush through your routine. Don't underestimate it. Infuse it with care, with attention, with soul, because in those quiet, repeated acts, you are not just passing time, you are shaping eternity.